We need to let go of some of our own ideas about what worship looks like. We think that what we do is we need to teach children how to sing, and we need to teach them how to stand in a certain way, or we need to teach them how to respond in a certain way, and actually we need to see worship in all its many different forms. And sometimes we need to share with children that we feel close to God in different places. So some of us might feel closest to God when we're out in the garden. So actually just expressing our joy to God in that moment, that's worship. Sometimes some children need to be doing something in order to worship. So maybe it is that they need to be participating musically in a way that's not singing. There are so many different ways, and I think we just need to get away from the idea that we're training them in how to worship, but that we're releasing them to worship.
Usually we're talking about worshipping in church, aren't we? And I think the single biggest thing about encouraging children to worship in church is inclusion, full inclusion in the church body, the people, the building itself, and the worship itself. So not tokenistic acceptance or tolerance of their presence there, not just putting up with them being there without tutting, but actually purposefully working our churches into a way where the children are not just tolerated but valued and encouraged to be part of the worship there.
One is obviously having a really high praise worship and actually setting an example by all the leaders getting up on stage or around the kids, jumping up and down, just giving high energy. There's that one spectrum of that, and there's the other spectrum actually just to turn down the volume and to let kids find their space. That really helps. So it could be a slower song. Let the kids sit down. Let them just sit and close their eyes. Let them engage in the words and think about it, because sometimes for kids there's a lot of energy. Sometimes it actually helps them to just sit down and to listen to the words. One of the really practical ways is whether it's at home or in a Sunday school setting or in a conference setting, and you've got kids and you want them to engage, give them a takeaway. So if you've just spoken to them about anxiety, if you've just spoken to them about not fearing anything, talked about who God is, ask them, can you tell God about a time when you were scared? And then ask them to sit in that question while the song is playing.
If we are genuinely worshipping as a church, as families, then I think kids want to be a part of that. In our house, we love to put on worship music and have a good dance around. But equally, when we've been at bigger church things where our kids get to see older people and teenagers and kids just a bit older than them engaging in worship, then they want to be a part of that too. I'm just making terrible faces at the end.
Yeah, no, I mean, as they're at the end, we'll only include them at the end.
It's just going to be a series of that.
Okay.